I'm back, and so is the Fed. 75 basis points. Let's do it. We're going to go over that article and several different real estate articles here on Real Estate Daily. Welcome, everyone. My name is Troy. Monday through Friday, we go over the latest news in real estate, mortgage, and the housing market. Before we start, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Boom, 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 boom. And then hit that like button, because we're going to give you the best 5 minutes of content in the world on real estate. Let's jump right into it. As we know, this morning, the Fed came out, Fed chairman, and what was expected? 75 basis point raise in the rates. We knew this was going to happen, but what he said afterwards is always the most important. He's not going to really shock us at all about the raises. I know some people in the past were like, oh my God, 75. It wasn't that big of a deal because we knew he had to do it. But once again, he keeps reiterating over and over that we need to get that inflation number down to 2%. Right now, it's in the 8.3. But we need to get it down to 2%. To do that, we need to continue to raise rates. So as I've continued to tell everybody, what is the collateral damage of raising rates? Two major things. Number one, the housing market. You're just going to raise rates, interest rates on people trying to buy houses. So you're going to wreck the housing market. Second part is going to be on consumer credit. So your credit cards. I have reiterated and said it many, many times over. Everybody out there, if you can, pay down your credit cards. You're going to get crushed on rates. I keep getting notifications that my rates keep going up and up and up. So you obviously are getting them as well. Just make sure those are very manageable. Otherwise, you're paying 25 to 30% of interest on a yearly or annual basis. Let's really break that down. If I had a $1,000 balance for 12 months, I'm paying $300 just in interest. That's ridiculous. If we break it down, that's $30. It's $30 a month, every single month, 25, $30. So the first 25, $30 on each credit card, it goes right to interest or to wasting money. So keep that in mind. Let's jump to the next one. Watch Chair Powell speak about the Fed's rate hike and outlook of future increases. So this is what we just discussed. 2%. How do I get down to 2% inflation when we're at 8.2? I've got to keep raising. Now, what was his comments at the news conference afterwards? He said there's a robust, employment out there. So he hasn't really hurt employment. Now, you're hearing that people, company A, B, C, and D, they're laying people off. But it's not really having an impact because those people, maybe they can't find a parallel move, but they can immediately get rehired everywhere else, especially in the service sector where there's so much service, there's so much need for people. There's a lot of jobs that are available. I keep driving down the street, I keep seeing the same thing. Help wanted, jobs available, interview today. I keep seeing it. So it isn't that there's a lack of jobs. Unlike many other recessions in the past, there is plenty of jobs out there. There's plenty of things that people can do. So I don't think that we're going to see inflation go down, significantly until he really hurts the job market. He's going to crush the housing market. And he does. And one of the things that he says in his article that he really wants to go over is shelter costs. And I'm saying, there he goes. Powell says Fed will plan for the worst on shelter inflation. Shelter is 33% of the CPI number. I keep saying, when you hurt the housing market, what are you actually hurting? When you raise interest rates, that means people have to pay more on a monthly basis to get into a house. But when you do that, what else goes up? Yes, you got it. Rents go up. If rents are going up, how are you slowing down inflation? It doesn't make sense. If you're going to use 33% of the CPI number just on shelter, well, let's get the real shelter number out there. Because when he goes and says it's 5.4, 6.2%, we know that the housing, the rates, interest rates on houses are going way up quicker than that. And we know rents have exploded 2 to 3 times that number. Doesn't make sense. We're not, the problem is we're not even at the real number, to even get to the point where we can lower it. This is going to be an issue going forward. And as I'm predicting, the fourth quarter of this year or the beginning of the first quarter, we're going to see a massive problem with our economy because of what he is doing. This, I will say over and over again. Their idea 12 months ago that inflation wasn't a problem has really crushed the American people. Remember, you're going to go vote here in 45 days. You got to remember, this is what they said. Now they're giving you max pain, and max pain you haven't felt yet because we're going into an election process here in 45 days. After that election process, we will feel it. It doesn't matter who's elected. There's no one stopping this bus that's going through every wall possible. Getting off my high horse, let's move on. And this is collateral damage. Existing homes sales fall in August and prices soften significantly. Why? Because you keep hurting the housing market. You keep crushing it. And the housing market hasn't, if you would have raised rates 12 months ago, this would have been a soft landing. Now it's just going to be an explosion down, right? And rates are going to keep going up. So here it goes. Sales of previously owned homes fell 0.4% in August from July in a seasonally adjusted annualized rate of 4.8 million homes. So this is it didn't go down that much on there, than it was, but we're slowing down and we're starting to see that momentum pick up as rates just rolled right past 6%. Let's go to a more local article here. This is from the Orange County Register. It says Southern California housing collapse. Now, I mean, come on. You meet a girl and she's out there and, you don't call her for a few days and she gets drama. Well, good. Jonathan Lasner, that's what he is, the drama queen, right? Who goes over all this drama? We're collapsing. Come on, dude. You even said yourself, we're at $980,000 is the median home price for last month. Come on. 2 years ago, it was in the sevens. Now we've been bouncing off of $1 million. Come on. This is getting a little stupid, right? Most people that are buying homes in the $1 million area have 20% down. Okay. So let's be honest about it. They have money. They're not getting 100% financing, bro. Just want to throw that out there. But here's a graph that kind of goes over interest rates versus payments. Housing has gone down slightly in Orange County. Payments have gone up a lot, yes, but people can afford it. People can afford Orange County. That's still not the issue here in Orange County. So let's just throw him out with the baby bath or whatever it's called. All right, mortgage rates. Jesus, I mean, I leave Emmy here for 4 or 5 days and it goes to hell in a handbasket. 30-year conforming conventional, 6.33. I mean, come on, guys. We're looking at, I'll go over 30-year fixed, just went over 6 as well. Guys, we're going to look at the 40-year loan, the 50-year loan, and adjustable rates are going to come in and they're going to save this market. Not the issue really is that there's no inventory. So the collapse is going to be not as harsh as it would be back in 2008, 2009. Why? Is because the majority of people in Southern California or in the United States have a rate in the 2, maybe the low 3s. They're not refining anytime soon. They might not refi ever. Now, what they will do is when they get greedy or there's a major issue in their life, they're going to go pull cash out refis. But there's really no cash out refis right now. Doesn't make sense. Who wants to have a 7 and 8% cash out refi with a 2% mortgage? Don't pull money out if you don't have to. It has to be emergency only. You will be paying through the nose, for forever on that cash out refi. It's not smart. Part of the good things that happened by rates staying so low is it really locked a lot of people in to lower mortgage payments and that they can afford. Your money, your paychecks are going up, not very quickly, 5-8% a year. But guess what your mortgage payment's not doing? It's not going up. It's steady. You got to prove off of a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago income. You should be making more now. and you're making more, now you're going to go and allocate that money towards gas or whatever. But at least your shelter, which the Fed says is their number one issue, at least you have that under control. Guys, thank you for joining me today. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Tell me to go to hell if you don't believe me. Or on the other hand, if you want to agree or you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments. Love to answer them for you. Otherwise, I will be back tomorrow with another great edition of Real Estate Daily.